We had a great night's sleep. Murphy didn't want to get out of bed. I had to get her to get up. Having coffee. I'm going to have coffee done by the water. I think there was a kangaroo last night. Yeah, there was. It scared the shit out of me. You could hear it like thumping along. Just lounging. Just passing by. We're at Bald Rock National Park. How cool. You're crazy! Crazy! Murphy's got a lot of pent-up energy, as you can tell. She's been a very good girl for me today. Haven't you? You've been a very good girl. Who's doing the head tilt? Murphy's a good girl. But the state. Oh, hi. Big stretches. Thank you. Thank you. Look at the state of this place. We did have a wet dog earlier, as you saw, but now there's just laundry, like wet stuff everywhere from drying her off, and it's just a bit cluttered right now, but it's alright. It'll dry out again tomorrow, hopefully. You're crazy. You're crazy. Who are you? Who are you? You're crazy. Good morning. It is day 9, I think. It is chucking it with rain. I don't even remember what I filmed yesterday. It was a bit of a chaotic day. I was hoping to do the Bald Rock hike. I got up to the national park. Saw some kangaroos. You saw that. That was very cute. Then the rain came in. I think that's the last I saw of you. Yeah, because I left the campground, went to Bald Rock to do the hike. But the rain came in. It's granite. Sheer rock. They're too slippery to do in the wet. Which is a real shame. I really, really wanted to do that hike. It was only an easy one. So I ended up driving to Tenterfield, got fuel, went to the food works. Wasn't a lot of variety, so didn't end up buying too much. We ended up passing through Tenterfield. Now we're just outside of Glen Innes at a Kookaburra caravan and camping. It's a really nice place. The facilities are really good. It's really beautiful here. The only trouble is, it is pouring rain, which I knew was coming, but it's miserable. It hasn't stopped all night. There's Miss Mur. We had a few leakages last night, in the camper, which I kept an eye on. I think a lot of it, I don't know if the camera's working there. I think a lot of it happens when I'm driving in the rain. Don't know where they're coming from yet. I should really sit back on this. One's behind this seat cushion. That's where the most pooed last night. But normally it's by the kitchen window. But that seems to be holding up alright. So nothing major this morning, which is really nice because I had me really stressed last night. I had a bit of trouble sleeping because of it. But now we're doing alright. I would love to just sit and read a book. Wow, I was up late reading the book. I want to just sit down and read that in the cozy of bed with Murphy. But it's a Friday. I'm going to get a lot of work done. But yeah, good morning, day 9. Our plan is to go from here, from Glen Innes down to Grafton over the weekend. There's some really awesome hikes between Glen Innes and Grafton I really want to hit. So I'm very excited about that. But now, first on this cold morning, is I'm going to make a coffee. And I'm very excited because we're fully on the fresh beans. Coffee time. Right, lunchtime walkies. I just saw some kangaroos jumping off in the distance. The horse scared the shit out of us this morning when we left the bathroom and stood right in front of the door, and I opened the door on the horse. And then it decided to follow us. I think it wanted food. I had none though. But yeah, time for a walk around here. It's quite nice here. I think we're going to stay a second night. It's been raining all morning. We've only just gotten outside because the sun's finally out. Looking at the cool rock. Very cool rocks.
seems like my camper is leaking. It seems like it's the two windows that are in the kitchen and over the couch. So that's a shame. The roof repair I did obviously is not what was leaking in that section. So those whole windows need to be replaced. So I'm going to try and get a remote quote done and see when I fly back for the work conference if it can be done then while I'm not in the camper. That'd be ideal. We'll start that process now. That's a month away. Hopefully someone's got space in a month's time. We'll see. But it's a shame because there's a lot of water in the camper. A lot of damp ply. But hey, we'll see how much it's going to cost. Be happy. I think there's a black cockatoo up in that tree there. Looks like it's really hard to see. It's backlit. Oh! Oh, there's lots. There's two more down there. It's blowing a gale out there. The rain's eased off. I've decided to stay another night here because then tomorrow morning I can take her for a nice big long walk before we hit the road, and then she'll just sleep in the camper all day, which is great. Hope she copes well, because last time we did this she had a bit of anxiety afterwards. She was shaking the night after I did my big hike and I was gone for a few hours, so she should be alright. So there's a bunch of leaking, which is not fun. I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but I'll show you. I think it's coming from these windows. And I think that's what's causing it, and you can see it when I take this off. I don't mind all the dirt muss, but like you can see all the dampness back there. Quite wet. And then back down here I've got a thing drying that out. That's all like warped quite a lot. Can you see that? And the darkness, all that warping. It's all wet. So I think it's coming from these windows. It's even down to like here. Like it's even down there. And then the underside of the tray. I don't want to give you a tour of it because it's quite messy right now. But this is a bit of an overview. The bed's up there, where Murphy is. And then storage. The gas is in the bottom there, but like you access that from the outside. That's all storage. It's the fridge. More storage. I put in my Starlink ones up there. I think I might get rid of this. All my books are up there, and the fridge thermometer. Murphy. Through here is where all the power is. So my little gauge. And then there's the two batteries, which you can't see. The tank and all the power. Inverters behind there. Table is table pivots, but it's really bad, so I've got to renovate that. The couch, put the pillow there. I've been working there today. More storage. Check it. There's the roof. Kitchen storage. More storage. And then this is the cooking system. The gas there. Storage, sink. Yeah, this is the kind of overview. And I'm making quinoa and chickpeas, and I reckon I'll like some halloumi in it because I'm hungry. Good morning. It is Saturday. We had a great night last night. We ended up sitting by the fire with the neighbours. They had one down the rotunda. It was really lovely, and they had chocolate, so I had lots of chocolate. Miss Murphy's called this morning. I made her a hot water bottle last night and she loved it. You were nice and toasty, weren't you, little toaster? So we're hiking this morning. I slept in a little to 7:30 and then I just had a chat to Duncan, the owner of this place. It was lovely. Now I'm going to make coffee and get ready. I'm going to go hiking. So I'm very excited. So I'm going to start getting everything ready. I have an oats for brekkie. Still cut oats again. I don't have any fruit to go with it, so just oats, nuts and honey. And we're just prepping everything ready to go. Just getting my hiking gear out, getting the water sorted, and yeah, just getting ready to... Right. Miss Murph needs a nap, but she also needs a walk before we go, actually. I'm going to get coffee and deep water. Duncan here, who's super lovely. So this campground is absolutely awesome. I'll put it in the link below because it is probably one of my favourites so far. I put a wiki review on it. Really good. Amazing campground. Duncan's very lovely. We're coming into deep water. Duncan recommended a place to get some coffee. I'm going to grab a quick coffee and then we'll head over the range to the national park. We are at the national park. Where are we? We are at Boundary Falls picnic area of the Gibraltar Range National Park. Sorry, I'm dyslexic. I struggle with pronunciation of these words. I was thinking of doing this Duffer Falls possibly, but I love reading this stuff. So cool. I'm gonna go take a quick look at Boundary Falls. Oh wow, I can really see it. It's gorgeous. I'll go do a short little walk down there maybe. I don't know if I'll do the other falls yet. It's seems like it's a very long fire trail for one waterfall. And there's some good ones here. I got lazy and left my Blundstones on instead of putting hiking boots on. This is so pretty. Whoa, ho, ho. Look at that rock. I ended up changing my mind. One more hike I wanted to do. I was feeling a bit drained today for some reason, so took the shorter one. We're almost there. Look at this. How beautiful. What absolute perfect timing. The rain has started. Very light still, but I just got back to the camper. So I'm kind of glad I didn't do the big hard walk. Alright, we've had a casualty. I got a tear in my puffer when I was getting out of the car. So, we are going to fix it. Where are you going to sit though? So luckily, in my multi-day kit, I've got a repair kit, so I'll give it a little patch up. Pretty big hole too. Look at that. It was a real tear. We're about to head off on a hike. This is actually the first patch I've used out of here since I bought it. Look at that. Everything has its day. So, what national park are we in now? Gibraltar National Park. Mulligan's Hut. Rain is shit. So I'm switching to my rain jacket because it's quite cold. And I'm about to do a 5k hike. I'm not feeling too great today. I've got a bit of a headache. I'm not sure why. So I've taken some ibuprofen. And we are powering in. There we go. Something. Oh, we'll see if that holds. Let's go on a hike. Alright, I don't think this is going to be the most pleasant of hikes. Oh, rain has started in. But we'll do this hike, enjoy ourselves, and then come back and keep warm. So I just booked the campground. It was only $12.20, but I found out that you need a vehicle pass for the New South Wales national parks, which I honestly just didn't know. Because you don't need that in Queensland, which I think is kind of crazy. And I had to pay $65 for it. I just got the multi-parks pass. It doesn't include Kosciuszko. So if I do Kosciuszko, I can upgrade it. But it was $190 for Kosciuszko. Wild. So we're going to check out this hut, and then we're off to our falls. I sent the link to my sister. Got the styling going because I had to pay for the camping and buy a vehicle pass. And then, yeah, it seems like it's not the best of weather. The rain's really kicked in, but, you know, Still making an amazing trip. I don't think there's anyone else out going on the track. I think it's going to be quite nice. Just going to warm up and get moving. There's that. Let's do some reading. So we're doing the Bandahngan Falls, so just here to here. I don't think we'll do the Cascades. Look at this rain, what a shit day. I think it's just going to be like this the whole way there. Might have to put my puffer on underneath soon. Or zip up my own little thingies. It's wet. Look at all the colours of the beautiful flowers that are in bloom. They're so stunning. That's so pretty. That is so pretty. I have realised I forgot to put the side cover on my GoPro, so I'm just raw dogging it in the rain. It is drenched out here. Oh, woo. Oh wow. In summer, this would be so nice to go for a swim. This is awesome. We're going this way. Wait, that's confusing. Let me try that again. Mulligan's speaking here. No, so Bandahngan Falls. I thought so. This way, 1.2. They say it's a steep climb. It's only about 250 meters though, so it shouldn't be too bad. I got the poles to make it easy. It's just probably over a very, I think that 250 is over like 500-600 meters. It's a rock. Rocks on rocks. Cool. I keep going. I know people say not to make these in the wild, but truly, I just got so lost and I was like, why does this not feel like the trail? And then I stopped to check my maps, which is why I have it on my watch straight away. And I was not on the trail because that's why I didn't feel like the trail. So I went back to Lyrebird Rock, which is behind me, and had a bit of a look around. And it's this. That's the only reason I knew where to go, was because of that. It all looked the same. The trail's not clear, there is no blazes. The management of it is not very good. It's quite overgrown. Not the steepness that bothers me, it's the overgrownness and the lack of management of this track. I don't even think it's worth going down there. I think that's where the waterfall is, but to be honest, I don't really want to go down there. I'm done. I'm going back. Alright, we're back at Lyrebird Rock. That was fucking shit. And so not worth it. A massive tear in my pants now, which I'm disappointed about. I'm drenched to the bone. I don't want to get back to the camper. Let's get back there. Fuck this. Sometimes actually it's not worth it. But that's alright. I did it. I got out on a day I felt like crap. And it's done. I'm going back to bed. I don't know even if I'll bother filming when I get back. I'm probably going to get back, get changed, and then just sit down with the book and have some dinner. Yeah, so if I don't see you when I get back, I'll see you tomorrow. If I bother hiking again after this. Bye. Good morning. It's a bit of a crappy morning. It's been raining all night, but like only lightly, but we're under trees. So it just is like pig, 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 pig. And you can hear. Just been that all night. We'll make a coffee. It is a Sunday. I think we might just like pack up and move to the next place that I was going to check out. And then see if I'm up for the hikes. Oh, pardon me, it's very wet. All my stuff is wet from yesterday, still kind of about hanging out. I don't know, let's try it.
Let's see what the next hike is that we were thinking of doing.
So, day 11 of our trip from Brisbane to Tasmania. Still early days. We had a nice slow morning. We had coffee. I read for quite a while. It was really nice. And then I made some breakfast, and now it's 10:30. It was a pretty miserable morning, but finally the rain is cleared. So hopefully by the next stop we'll have reception to check the weather. And I might figure out what kind of hike I want to do then, because there's a few options of what I want to do. But there's a nice short one, and there's some long ones, and there's some lookouts on the way, so we'll see. A lot of my clothes are still wet, and they all need to dry out, so who knows. But we're leaving the campground now, Mulligan's campground, and we're on to Bellbird, I believe. And I think there's reception there for me to check the weather and text my sister. And then we're off to see my sister this afternoon, and Murphy's gonna have so much fun because she's gonna run around with Penny. Aren't you? You're not too happy right now though, you don't know what's going on.
At the very same second that she recalled, she never does what they tell her to, because at the end of the day she's got no schooling.
So we're at Kumbaja Walk. I think I'm just going to do that nice easy one. I'm feeling well again today. I'm not sure what's going on. I think I might be coming down with something. I'm going to do this one. Maybe I'll do this one. Beautiful, beautiful sounds. Beautiful. This is so nice. That's so pretty. The water is pretty icy. Actually, a little painful on my feet. How icy it is. This is so nice. That's super cute. Solar recharge station. Aww, the land mullet. Seek out these clearings to charge up their batteries. That's cute. We're probably going to see some on this track. I extended the walk and now I'm just doing like the short walk loop. 20 minutes it said. This is what this is good for. Let me see if you can see it. Can you see the short loop going by? Barely see it. That running parallel. The good thing about this watch is like if I just run a hike I can see a map, and this sign just said the Welshpool loop, which is the big walk, and I'm not prepared for that one. I haven't got anything on me. But the good thing about the watch is I can see the other trails, so I can see that the short loop does cut back along around there. Oh, look at the difference in the terrain over there compared to over here. I think that's what the sign back there was talking about. I'll have to find the sign and I'll show you that. Look at the difference in that forest. How sparse and the different trees it is and less damp compared to this. It's so... That's what I noticed before. The ecotone. This area between two different communities and is typically formed through changes in soil fertility, fire behaviour. Ecotone. Cool. Alright, so just doing the granite lookout walk now, which is only a short one, only like 20 minutes, and then we're gonna head down to Grafton, get a light lunch on the way, some yummy snacks. Let's go check out this lookout. Very gorgeous view, and the weather is turned on for us.